a song for the broken hearted. A silent prayer for faith departed.
Welcome to the show. I'm Matt Davidson, and I got LL.
Hey, y'all.
We have Lorenzo checking in from 24/7 Sports, California.
Hey, how's it going? Representing California. Hey, Matt, that's old home state, from what I understand.
Yes, sir. The 559. I hold it down for my Fresno Bulldogs out there. So then we got Coach Hooks. It's the sky's the limit.
Hey, man, it's a joy to be on with you guys.
We're excited to have you, Coach. We got some fun questions, some easy stuff for you. I'm going to start it off by letting you introduce yourself, Coach, and kind of talk about your history, where you went to college, and where you're from, and what is your your goal in life, and also go ahead and tell people about your experience in the NFL, playing and coaching.
Oh, okay, cool. My name's Margin Hooks. Man, I'm from Waco, Texas, born and raised. Played at Waco High School. When I graduated in '96, I went on to play collegiate ball at Brigham Young University in Utah. There 4 years, played wide receiver, graduated, majored in broadcast journalism. Man, enjoyed my stint there. So different, from Texas, just a different environment, different people. I grew up a lot, not just from football, but just life in general, learning how to cope and, live in harmony with others who are a little different than you, and enjoyed every bit of it. After leaving BYU, I went on, played 3 years in the NFL. Rookie year, I was blessed to go to Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was an undrafted free agent. So Tony Dungy's last year was my first year in the league, so I was there with him. Then I spent 2 years with the Miami Dolphins. That was kind of blessed being in Florida the entire time.
Hey, what's up? We got, is that Cam?
Yeah, it's me.
All right, Cam, hang out right now. We got Coach Hooks. Coach Hooks is talking about his history right now, and then we'll get to you, Cam, all right?
All right, no problem.
All right, cool.
So that's pretty much it. After playing in the league for a few years, I went on from there. Did a stint with the Arena Football of the Colorado Crush. Then I went on to the Canadian League with the BC Lions, and after that, I just kind of went on with my career. Just using my degree. Right now, I've been teaching school for like 13 years. So teach school. I'm a certified teacher, and also do a little coaching. And I began a business, a skill set training business, along the way. That's kind of blossomed into something pretty prosperous. And that's pretty much it now. That's my outlook. Just basically helping kids, giving back to the youth. Giving them my idea. Live your dream. That's basically, I was a kid sitting on the porch with a dream, and was given an opportunity to do so. Through hard work and people along the way helping me, guide me. And I try to do the same in return.
Yeah, Coach, talk about some players that you work with on a regular basis that you've been with for a while that you're very proud of.
Man, you know what? It's quite a few. One particular one, he's a junior running back at Abilene Christian named Tracy James. Great running back in high school. Man, he's actually team captain now, going into his junior year with leading rush there for 2 years. Great student, great person, great personality. He, at the age of 12, when I first started doing the training, he would just follow me. And he would just do the things some of the high school kids. I was just beginning. I really wasn't in a business mode. And he would always ask if he could jump in, show him how to do this. And just seeing him, he has something special about it. And I'm very proud of him, the things he's accomplished and the things in the future of him. So he's been with me quite a while. I have so many kids now that I'm just proud of. Everyone is different. With everyone that I have is a different relationship. I've worked with one that was known. He's at Charleston Rambo. I was, working with him since 6th grade. And I tell people, I was like, at the beginning, if you saw him in middle school, you would think, this kid right here would blossom to what he is now. But with hard work, I've seen all the bumps and bruises and pains that he took trying to get to that point, to going to his dream school at OU. And, I'm looking forward to him touching the field this year and doing great things there. Oh, man, it's just a lot of, man. Trey Adams, who's at Arizona this year, is a freshman there. Lil Jordan Humphreys, that's at Texas. I mean, it's just a lot of guys. Some in high school now that are doing well. You know, I work with Trajan Bridges, who's going to OU. Jalen Hurst. I mean, I can just keep naming them off. Kids that I work with on a daily basis. You know, the college kids come in during the summer, and it's like a big family there. You know, it's the only place where you can have an OU guys training with Texas guys and get along in harmony. And people are like, what's the rival? I was like, you know, before they went to Texas or OU, they were sky's the limit. They were with me. So, you know, I always had that family base. But, I mean, it's a neat deal, man. I'm very proud of those guys. Not just them. It's a lot of them. You know, I just don't have a list in front of me to just name off all of them.
Well, that's pretty awesome, Coach, that you have so much talent and that parents come to you and they trust in you to produce for their children. Lorenzo out in California, I'm going to let my boy Lorenzo from 24/7 Sports come in and ask Mr. Hooks some questions.
Yeah, so Mr. Hooks, nice to meet you, sir. So who, if you could choose like 3 guys you really loved working with over the years, who would those guys be and why?
Oh, 3 guys. One guy is a kid. He's at Missouri State named Aaron Denson. The reason I like him is he didn't get to play. He didn't get to start until his senior year. The kid was an awesome talent. I started working with him his sophomore year. His junior year, he got like he had 8 catches for 68 yards. And that was in the last game of the season when the coach decided to play him. And people would talk to me, the kid would be in tears after the game. Every Saturday, all his passes he caught for me, just from working out with me. And, you know, I was able to get him to the Nike camp. He did well there, and he blossomed. Finally, the coach played him. The kid ended up being an honorable mention All-State 6A football here. 1 year, he finally got that opportunity. So he was a kid I enjoyed working with, just seeing the grind and you know, the continuous work ethic that he had, despite everything that was going on around him. You know, not being able to play. You know, he could have just threw it in and said, I don't even want to do this. But he kept pushing and pushing. And now he's going to his junior year at Missouri State, where he'll be starting at wide receiver there. He's one that I just, like I said, enjoyed, you know, working with. Another one is, oh, man, who else? There's a couple more. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Another kid is possibly Jalen Robinson, who's also a receiver at OU. He's a kid that I've worked with quite a bit, numerously from his sophomore year. Very dynamic kid, man, and always he just got better. You know, everyone had one thing. I have little issues. The only issue I have, and then I tell him, was a cell phone. Other than that, man, he was a great kid, smart, intelligent. Parents were super supportive. You know, not a big dude. He was playing at a school that wasn't pretty much a powerhouse in Texas, but now he's playing at OU. You know, had the opportunity to do that, and just the work ethic. And one more, again, I would say Tracy James. Tracy James, I think, has the future to be a professional football player. I mean, just starting him from the age of 12, you know, coming from the single-parent home, working hard, grinding, academic. He's actually on academic scholarship and full ride for football. And the things that he wants to do, not just for football, but just life in general, you know, wanting to be a doctor and all that. So those are 3. And like I said, I feel bad because there's so many that I could name, and it's not fair that you gave me 3. So we don't have that much time on this podcast anyway.
Hey, man,
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Lorenzo, do you want to ask Cam Jones a question real quick while we have Cam on here, and then I'll ask Cam something, and then we'll get back to Coach Hooks.
Yeah, so a couple of questions. So, Cam, I understand you're at the University of Nebraska right now?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. Well, first off, go Big Red. I'll get that out the way. But I have to ask you this huge question. Like, what's it like going against Adrian Martinez right now? Because Adrian came from Clovis West. He was one of the guys I covered during my time to 559. What's it like going against him in practices right now?
I mean, since right now we're not really in pass, we're doing 7-on-7 stuff. I have to say that not just because he's on my team, but I went against playing like a lot of big time quarterbacks. He's one of the smartest quarterbacks I've seen. Like the way he learns the defensive players is just amazing for him only to be a freshman. Like the way he knows to look certain people off, the way he knows some people struggle with this route, that route, the way he just becomes a student of the game is amazing. So I like playing against him. He makes me better as a DB, and also it's just fun watching him, do what he do. Hello? Yes.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. But we kind of lost signal real quick.
Okay.
Did we lose Lorenzo?
Yeah. Oh, no, I'm right here.
Okay, great. That was...
Yeah, I thought I lost connection too. But, yeah, I mean, just going back to Adrian, I mean, he was actually robbed of his senior year. He actually had a season-ending shoulder injury. He actually injured it right before his senior year, but, he didn't wallow. He didn't have any self-pity. He was more like an assistant coach. So I think that right there continued to add the leverage of for college coaches to see that this was a young man who had a high football IQ, but also believed in the word camaraderie. So, I mean, I know he's a gifted athlete, and I follow as many colleges as I possibly can, but I definitely want to follow Nebraska just to see how you guys progress, not only with Adrian, but, I mean, Scott Frost coming in, also Tristan Gebbia, another guy I got a chance to see from Calabasas, is also out there as well. So definitely looking forward to see how y'all do.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, Cam, I'm going to let your brother over here. I know you remember Mr. Mark Henry from Friday Night Glory come in and ask you some questions.
Yeah, okay. No problem.
What's going on, Cam? Man, glad to see you, man. First of all, congratulations on Nebraska. Man, I'm just so excited and happy and looking forward to seeing you on the next level. My first question for you, man, is how do you prepare yourself each time that you go out in each season? Because I've been following you since you were at Trinity on to Mansfield and now on to Nebraska. One thing that I enjoy about seeing you play is the energy that you have, and also you always include your teammates. So just give me a little insight on that.
About how what? I'm sorry.
About your energy when you get on the field, the tempo that you play at, and also being a leader in the secondary, how it transfers to your game, and also how you keep your teammates going. That seemed like this year, Mansfield, with the deep playoff run that you guys had. I enjoyed always seeing the enthusiasm that you carry and that you played with.
First off, I just gotta say thank you, bro. I appreciate it, and I think it's just my love and passion for the game, man. It's just there every time. I feel like the field is somewhere where I can be me and express myself. You know what I'm saying, and have fun. And you know what I'm saying. Just making my teammates better is always something I want to do. I want to see the next man, eat too, because we grind together, we cry together, we break bread together. So I want to see all my brothers, shine. So once we grind together and everything, and we're on the same team, I want to pick them up much as they want to pick me up, because you can turn somebody else into a leader where you don't have to be just one leader. It makes more leaders in just in the world and society and the community. So those things I look into, man. I had a coach one time that always told me that was something special about me, and I start to embrace that, and take it to another level. So that's how I use my energy and turn it into something, to a leadership role in the game.
All right, now also tell me a little bit about Nebraska and what was the turning point and what made them attractive to you in your eyes that you want to spend, your next 3 to 4 years there. And you should be excited about playing in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Nebraska, man, is different. Just the atmosphere out here. I can't explain it on the phone. You know what I'm saying? The thing I try to do really is to get people out here and see it themselves, because I just can't describe it, man. Like, I don't know if it's not just for me, though. It's for a lot of dudes who had a lot of offers from around the country. There's something special about this place, and it's just waiting to be turned around, which I'm trying to do, and which I believe Coach Frost can do, which is a special man. I've seen what he did to UCF in a matter of 2 years with that talent he had, and I believe he can do it here, but on a bigger platform. No disrespect to UCF, but this is the Big Ten, and also Nebraska is a historical program. So that's one of the things that caught my eyes, just being a part of some like a turnaround instead of going and join something. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of a turnaround, a big turnaround with Coach Frost and his staff, because I believe in them like they believe in me.
All right, man, that's a great answer. My last question was, you guys' as head coach had a big battle with cancer there. Talk about what he meant to your team this year, and let us know how he's doing and what he means to the Mansfield Tiger Nation and your team going forward.
Coach Mayberry, he meant a lot to me personally. Like as just a man, he got me through a lot of things when I was down. I get down a lot sometimes, but that was one of the men who stuck by me. And sometimes I didn't do right in class. Sometimes I just did, and he always stayed on it. But not just to me, to the whole team, he meant a lot. He was like another father figure to us. And I'm blessed to say that he's now cancer free. It was looking when he got the news at first, it was looking like it was gonna be a devastating tragedy, but he's cancer free as of now. So I'm blessed to say that, and I just want to send him my love and prayer back in Mansfield and everything, and just know that I'm rooting for him as a coach and as a man, because I know he's rooting as me as a man. So much love to Coach Mayberry. He means the world to me.
All right,
Yes.
Cam. I'm so glad that that's the case. And Coach Mayberry, shout out to the Mansfield Tigers. Cam, great to talk to you again. Good luck this season, and keep in touch, brother.
Thank you, bro. You can hit me anytime on the Twitter. I got you.
Oh yeah. I like that, Cam. That was a good, touching story to hear that about your coach over at Mansfield being cancer free. Coach Hooks, if you want to say anything to Cam, here's your chance. I mean, we're a little different. We're unorthodox. We're more cool. We're more family over here. So you can say what's up to Cam if you want.
Cam, what's going on? What's on, Cook? Y'all don't know Hook, my man. We don't never train together because I ain't around season, but that's my dog right there. So,
say, Cam, I've been off Twitter. I ain't been too silly on there too much, and I'll be sending flights and stuff on the under. But I'm gonna hit you up, man. Keep in contact with you, man. I got a few kids that have offers from there, man. I'm sure they're gonna take some trips that way. Don't show them good time, man, so they can put on that red, the big red as they call it.
Just let them know to hit me up, because I show them around just like somebody showed me around. You're gonna end up having a lot more people down here. You just let me show them around.
Man, hey, go to class, Cam. Go to class. You know what? I got a couple coaches I can call too. Just they say, wake him up. Even when this is what I need him to do. Just wet your bed up when it's cold. So when you jump in it, you have no choice but to just pop up and go to class.
But to get up. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to class though. Coach Foster don't play about that class, man.
Ah, yeah, man. Cam, man, I'm proud of you, man. I saw you a few times you was here with Flight, man. We talked a lot. Proud of you, man, living your dream, man. Enjoy it. I'm going to tell you that much. Enjoy it, man. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people I can't say this to, but welcome to the, you like alumni, man. Welcome to NCAA football. Everyone hadn't had opportunity even to go there. I mean, right now, so you're a little brother. You going through the same thing I went through, and many others there went through. So enjoy it, embrace it. There are people that's going to be looking up to you. Be the role model that you are, because before long, you'll be my age. And you'll be looking back and have stories to sit back and laugh. But that's a good thing, though. You have good stories to talk about. So enjoy that, man. I'm proud of you. You come back in town. We might have to do it. Flight and I have been doing some quiet private sessions with some of our top guys. We don't tell people about it, but that's what John Anderson goes. All right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Was that LL? I'll give you a chance. LL, do you want to say anything to Mr. Cam Jones before he leaves?
I want you to have the best season, and I am so excited for you. And just get out there and do what you got to do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cam Jones, I just want to thank Cam for coming on, and we'll be having this out for you, Cam. You take it easy, brother.
Yes, sir. You too. Thanks for having me.
All right, you too.
All right.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, that was Cam Jones, free safety at the University of Nebraska, big-time safety. It was really nice of him to come and drop in and give us some of his time. And now we're going to throw it over to Mark Henry. Mark wants to talk to Coach Hooks real quick. Mark, go ahead.
Coach Hooks, how's it going?
Hello?
Coach Hooks?
Hey, yes, sir, man. What's going on, Mark? How you doing?
Hey, Coach, how's it going, man? First of all, I want to say thank you for coming on and hopping on with us for a few minutes. And also, thank you for inviting me out to your camps. We keep in touch a lot. And first thing I want to say I'm so proud and honored to be associated with you. I love what you're doing. I follow you almost on a daily basis, and you follow me. And I mean, we're pretty much on Twitter every day. So just give us a little insight on who you've been working with here lately, and some of the top guys we can look at coming into their senior years for 2018, 2019.
Man, I've been working with some seniors. I've been working with is Jalen Hurst, who I think will be, have a pretty big season. He had one good season last year. I tell him, he's one of those quiet, big-time players. He didn't receive all the hype that a lot of guys, receive. But I believe he's going to have a stellar year, man. I've been doing a lot of work, especially for these upcoming camps with Trajan Bridges. So we've been doing a lot of I call it private workouts, just kind of getting him ready to go with these camps. I think he's going to have a great year. Been doing some work, Langston Anderson, then polishing him up. He's going to be a monster. Man, long arms, big, can run. Just a little raw, so, just getting him polished. So he'll be able to produce this year, and not just for a high school, but, whatever college he decides to go to or attend, he'll do well there. DJ Smith, running back at Frisco Lone Star, I think he's going to have a blow-up year. I think he is. Last year he was more of a backup role, but even in that backup role, he did the work. He had the workmanship of a starter, And I tell him, I take my hat off to him. He started for 2 years at Frisco Lone Star as a freshman, and went into the state as a freshman then a sophomore year, and to have to take a seat back to be a backup, but still be able to produce. And that's one of it doesn't matter when you touch the field. It's when you touch the field, what do you do? And he's done well, with that. And so, those are a few, that I think they're going to do well, those 2019 guys, and I'm loaded with young guys. My young guys, man, I have 22s that have offers already. And I'm not saying that they're ready, but it's kind of based on what they think their potential is going to be. That I think is going to do well. E.J. Smith, man, he's been looking good lately. Looking good. Marvin Mims actually did some work with him today. Quinn Bright. The list just keeps going. It's slowly popping in my head. I'm thinking about who I worked with today, getting them ready for the Prime 21 camp. So I believe that, man, those guys are going to do well this year.
Wow, that's a crop that I know that we know about, and we're going to keep an eye on this year. And Coach, just back up a little bit. Give me a little bit of history on you. Tell us where you attended high school. Also, we know that, you're one of the leading, if not the still top receivers in BYU history. Give us a little bit of background history on you and your playing time.
Man, I actually was called yesterday. Someone called me a old guy. And our interview from BYU, I was like, man, don't say old. Say I'm more seasoned than old. Yeah, I'm originally from Waco. Played at Waco High School. Graduated a long time ago. From there, I went on to BYU. Ended up having a great career there, man. Enjoyed the coaches I was under. Lavelle Leverage, one of the all-time greats. Norm Childs, the OC, one of the big-time college coaches there. So just understanding offense, I was open to all those types of things. Just playing there was it wasn't a challenge. It was just different. That environment, man, in between the mountains. We had ESPN contract. Here I'm a kid from East Waco sitting on the porch dreaming, of one day having an opportunity, and then jogging out the tunnel and the smoke and all that kind of stuff. It was like a dream come true. Played some big time games. Alabama, Florida State's had opportunity to meet a lot of guys, from playing that I still keep in contact with now, So that's how I was, at BYU. I don't regret anything. I was at one point in time, I think I was like the second leading receiver, but I think a few people come through and broken those records. So not broken, but I think I'm ranked. Last time I checked, they told me I was ranked the top 100 greatest of all time to play there. And I tell people I was humbled, for someone to vote me as that, knowing everything else that I went through and the guys that were in that same little bunch, the Jim McMahons, the Bicycle Hammers, all those great quarterbacks that went to BYU, Gilford Nielsen, Steve Young. I was just humbled, So that was the career of BYU. If y'all hear me breathing and panting hard, I have a 2-year-old son that just took off running. So I'm like, God, never gets tired. So I'm running with him and talking to y'all at the same time. Y'all hear me panting a little bit.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, we're a family show, so hey, we all have kids. We all recognize that. Uh, my good question that I have for you right here is, how does your time at BYU, that experience of playing Division I football, the work ethic, the time and effort that you put in, translate to what you're teaching your kids now in 2018, and how does that benefit them going on to the next level?
Well, it lets them know that it is possible. You know, I tell kids that I wasn't no big kid in high school. You know, I was 5'10", maybe. I graduated weighing 155 pounds. You know, it's just my mindset and mentality. I wanted to succeed, you know. So that's the work ethic right there that I have. I always wanted to see, especially dealing with youth. You know, I want them to be successful. So I put in 100%. I mean, that's why I teach school also, you know, giving kids that opportunity, whether it's academically or sports-wise. And BYU, the intelligence you had to have to play there. It wasn't that they taught me a skill set. They taught me a brand of football. And when I went to the pros, I actually was mentally ahead, just understanding the game, than a lot of guys who were veterans because of being at BYU and the prolific offense that they ran. So that's, I mean, and so now I train to give kids a skill set where no matter what system they play in, they'll be successful. That's what I took from all of BYU stuff, you know, because there's a skill set that has to fit no matter where you decide to go to school. So I want to be transparent in that way.
All right, and my final question, Coach. The grades, the test scores, those are very important, and the off-field and classroom behavior that kids have. Talk about how you explain that to those guys and how you instill that in them and make sure that that's important to them also. Not just football, but also being a good student and a great role model because hey, football is still king in Texas. And kids around the school look up to football players, especially because they start off the year of school and they represent that school. So talk about the whole entire gamut that you have with these guys that you're working with.
Oh, man, I'm a huge stickler on academics. And not just that, but just your character. Character goes a long way. I would not be successful in this business if it wasn't for that. You know, just the character of being on time, doing what you say you're going to do. You know, if you have to stay a little and do a little extra to make it happen, do that. You know, and academically, I actually tutor a lot of the guys that I train. I'm actually a certified math teacher. I'm a certified English teacher. I'm also certified in health and PE. That's the one thing when I hear sometimes the Texas high school coaches, you know, they kind of have the funny eye towards trainers. And I sit there and I'm like, I have more certifications than you. I'm more certified than you. I can actually go do your job. But I was smart enough to straddle the fence. I teach my kids the business side of things too. You know, my entire approach. You know, they ask me a lot of times with social media. I say, do y'all notice I don't really say a lot on social media? You may see some videos, but you never really hear me. You know, I don't want to be here because it's not about me. It's about you guys. You know, and I tell people I believe in karma. I don't know which one of these kids I train are going to be the next lawyer, next CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I have young kids. I want my young kids to go apply for a job and they see that last name and just by curiosity bring them in for that interview. And if my kids are qualified, give them the boost because they're my kids and they realize what I did for them. You know, I'm not talking anything financial, but talking about just giving them that advantage, just understanding life. You know, because a lot of kids, I'm a trainer, but I'm also a coach with them. Not just in your footsteps and footwork, but just life in general. You know, when they're having problems with their coach, you know, and I'm always on the coach's side. I'm like, what did you do wrong? Oh, I didn't do nothing. Oh, you did something. This coach didn't bench you because of this. It's something else. And that coach is trying to help you, you know, be accountable of your actions. And so that's all within the family style's limit. Most of the kids, you know, just about all of them are very respectful kids. They're young. They make mistakes. But I'm not the one to ridicule. I'm the one to help them. You know, sometimes moms and dads are calling me, coach, whatever you say is golden to them. So all I do is repeat what the parents say. You know, but since it's coming from me, the kids sometimes think about it like, okay, so you ain't let us wrong this far. You know, yeah, maybe there's some truth to what you're saying. Because I know in the long run, the ball is going to stop bouncing. That clock is going to stop ticking. What are you going to do then? You know, if you blessed to go to the NFL, that career is going to end in 3 to 4 years. Ask me, you plan on dying at 26? No. So what are you going to do after that? You know, what's your passion? Football to me, it was a fallback plan. You know, it was a fall plan. Football is the vessel to get me my degree, introduce me to people, give me a name for myself where people give me opportunity because of what I did or what I do. I knew I wasn't going to play for a lifetime. I'm away from the game now. And the fact that I can say I graduated from Brigham Young University. And let's shoot it straight. You see BYU, you don't think of a African-American young man from Waco, Texas. I'm not Mormon. But I went there and was able to go into an alien area and be successful. And those are the characteristics I try to instill in the kids I work with. Sometimes just be quiet. Just be quiet. Let what's going to happen. Learn the system. There's a loophole in every system. Just sit back and watch it. Just like football. Pretty soon, someone's going to show their weakness, and then you go attack it. That's what coaches do. You know, personnel-wise and all that kind of stuff. So that's all in all, the entire Sky's the Limit family. That's what we want to do. Not just for football, but build great men, great husbands, great fathers, great uncles, you know, lawyers, whatever they want to be. Build that.
Man, well, that's really awesome.
I appreciate it, Coach. That's a great message that you send, and we are all rooting for you to be successful, and I appreciate you spending a little time with us.
Oh man, it's always, I mean, it's a blessing just to be with you guys and talking to you, man. Especially when it's about kids, man, and their successes and how they're going towards and building this future, their futures.
Oh yeah, Coach. I mean, you know, getting back to the kids aspect of it. I mean, I see what you do, and I see all the work and all the videos, and I try to retweet as much as I can on Twitter for you to help out, you know, to show people the good work that these kids are getting in. To you know, put the cherry on top, I think it's pretty rewarding to see kids to get scholarship offers and all of that. And I like what you're doing, and I know everybody on this show appreciates it. And I'm going to let LL have her chance to talk to you real quick before we're done with you.
I am just, gosh, I wish I had a young football player. I would send him to you immediately. This is just fantastic work. I really appreciate hearing this. And I think this is something that tends to be forgotten while these guys are training and they're learning and such, is that they're still kids and they do still need direction, you know? So
they're knuckleheads. And I tell you what I want pretty soon, I want to have a reality TV show with cameras that come out so no one really sees me train. You see the videos. You don't see what goes into it, the conversations we have. Sometimes the tears that go in kids' eyes. It's more than that, you know. Sometimes people say my biggest success is not the 5-star athlete. It's that kid that nobody gave a chance that's able to go to a D2 school because he has high grades. And mom and dad look at me and like, man, Coach, we got 85% of it paid for. I mean, do you realize 85% is a lot?
That is.
For a tuition for their opportunity. So those are the things that people don't see. Mm-hmm. You know, so, and I tell people, if you notice, the people that I tweet out a lot of times are kids that sometimes you don't even know.
Yeah.
Because I want them to see themselves. Like, okay, I try to treat everyone the same. Mm-hmm. Everyone the same. Everybody gets yelled at. Everybody will get clicked on in a minute by me. I don't care how many offers you have. And the parents, they're looking like, oh, well, you know, Coach is not going to play that. All I say, it's a bigger picture. Y'all are young men.
Yeah.
Young men who are representing your families, your mothers, your fathers. You know, and sometimes all you have is your name. And my company is built just on my name. Mm-hmm. You know, my dad didn't give it to me. My dad gave me my name and showed me how to go make it happen for myself. You know, showed me the work, the tenacity. And I just took off and I just kept. I mean, it's something I enjoy. Training is like going out to a pond and fishing. It's just I get paid for it. I get paid for it now.
That's great.
And people don't realize, like, oh man, I've had to feed kids. Kids had to come stay with me because they're having problems at home or issues.
Yeah.
call me, go up on school. I've had to go to jails and talk to kids behind, that type of thing that people don't know.
Right.
But that comes along with the territory, not just because I train, because I teach school also. Mm-hmm. And that's the big deal with me. I pride myself that, yes, I'm a teacher. I'm actually part of the Texas High School Coaches Association. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But I'm also something they're not. I'm that guy that parents don't provide in to get that extra help. I'm just a tutor. Sometimes I'm the SAT and ACT tutor. Sometimes you just be surprised. It depends on what they do. Sometimes they'll screenshot their homework to me. Coach, how you do this? So I'm up late at night doing the work, showing them the work, screenshotting them, making them do other problems, make sure they understand what they're doing, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That goes into it.
Fantastic. That is wonderful to know that you're out there for them. I'm so glad you came on tonight. Thank you.
Well, Coach,
I've enjoyed it.
Real quick, Coach, before we let you go, we would like to see that happen. Hopefully you can get a reality show, and, we support that. So maybe wink, wink to anybody out there listening once we release this. So we'll see how this goes. But I just want to say how excited that we were to have you come on, and we look forward to touching base with you during football season, maybe on a weekly basis to kind of get updates during the season. How about that?
Definitely. Oh, man, definitely. I have to get my schedule ready because every week I go to 2 games. I go watch my kids play. I at least do a cameo appearance where they can see me, just showing support. When I show up to the game, I tell a lot of them, the parents say, you realize there's more pressure when you show up to the field than a college scout because my expectations for them, because everything we put into it. But I'm definitely, we have, my Coach Flight and I have one more clinic that we're doing. Actually, we haven't put it out yet, but it's going to be at the new Garden White Baylor facility. That's in Frisco, the indoor-outdoor field. So that's going to be our last shebang on actually July 29th, Sunday from 4 to 6. So it's going to be nice, man. The facility is great. I went toured it yesterday. It's going to be the last hoorah before the season starts, the last workout. So hopefully get a lot of the big nighttime guys to come out, do some work together. Kind of laid back. It's not going to be too extraneous because, I don't want anyone to get hurt before the season starts. But that last, little polishing, working amongst, iron sharpens iron, So that's how we do it. And that's going to be, again, Sunday, July 29th. And we'll get to put that information, putting the promos out, getting guys excited about, especially the facility. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, a lot of NFL guys use it, and they're allowing us to come in and work out of there.
That's pretty awesome, Coach. Lorenzo, real quick before we end it, Lorenzo, is there anything that you want to say to Coach real quick before we let him go?
I love hearing your story, and I do have one quick question, especially since you touched base on your BYU days. Is there a funny Lavelle Edwards or maybe a funny Norm Chow story that you mind sharing with us?
Oh, man. I have tons of those. Lavelle, oh, man. Lavelle and I had a different relationship, And one of my years, I remember he loved playing golf. So we would go to practice. And I would always ask him, when are you going to retire, man? When I look at the football field and want to go to the golf course. So finally, the year he retired, the year before, we were at the field. Coach, when are you going to retire? I mean, he's older. He was a general. I mean, he made sure that everything ran. I always thought he didn't know what was going on, but he did. He knew everything. So I asked him, Coach, when are you going to retire? And he looked at me and said, you're done playing football here, I'm going to retire. And it actually happened like that. My senior year, my last game, he retired the last game. They named the stadium. Actually, it was against our rival, Utah, but I played in the first game in Lavelle Edwards Stadium. I mean, that was right there was a neat story. Just him saying that and it actually happening. And, man, I seen the dude go on a super slide. Like, they would get trash bags, and they would call the fire department. These huge trash bags and cover the field. BYU was a family environment. I mean, we practice, and all of a sudden they bring fruit and everything outside. I would have popsicles hidden in my head when I would eat at practice. He literally slid down the super slide head first, but his head hit the ground and knocked his tooth out. So I'm sitting there and he's smiling like, what? And he's sitting there like, because he had this look about it. He wasn't a supermodel look. He was kind of rough around the edge a little bit. And to turn up and have a tooth out, and he's sitting there smiling, I'm just dying laughing. And that's the type of man he was. He wasn't He would come out to every game. Most coaches who were like him, he has a national championship. He's one of the all-time leading winningest coaches. He would come out every game and talk to the fans and sign autographs before the game. Laugh and talk to them like, and I would sit there and watch. It's like most coaches would be all amped up. They wouldn't want to talk to anyone. But that's how he was. He was that type of man. I mean, he would sit there and ask me, how's your mom and dad doing? And he would know things about them. You know, so I always respect, especially me not being from that area. It was that warm feeling from him that I had, you know, that father figure, the type of things that he knew I was going through just being there, you know, and to be at his office door, you know, walking in any time to talk to him. Unless you walk in and the door slammed behind, he had a button behind his desk. So if he was pissed off, he would hit this button and the door just slammed. You got this old man, it's like, man, you would get weak in the knees. Gotta get weak in everything. You're like, I don't want to be in trouble with this dude because he's nice. But when he yells at you, man, look here, he'll make the devil shake. So it was, I mean, that was the type of ordeal it was at BYU. Norm Chow was a guru at calling plays. I mean, I would look at the team we had. We had no back. We weren't loaded with athletes because they recruited religious-wise. There's nothing wrong with that. But again, my backup would be 5'9", 49, 40 kid, you know, from Utah. And I knew if I came out the game, it was going to be rough. But Norm Chow, the things I learned from him, just calling plays. And when I saw him at USC, I would sit there and we had call the plays and formations. And people were like, how do you know? I'm like, it's a system. It's a West Coast offense. And when I see Mike Leach, when I see Lincoln Riley, who learned from Mike Leach, and Mike Leach, who did his GA and assistant, his GA job at BYU. And see, people don't know that. And I would sit there and I talk to Coach Simmons. He and I are very close. The receiver coach at OU, he played college ball at BYU with me. He was actually my host, like a big brother of mine. He played linebacker. And I sat there one day and I'm looking and I said, Dan, that's West Coast offense. He started laughing like, yeah, it's just with a twist. I said, yeah, it's with a twist, but it's basically the offense that BYU ran, which I think kind of put the ball in the air back in the late 70s, start throwing the ball around like that. So it was neat to see, you know, even now that those memories of Lavelle, Norm Chow still out there. In different ways, you have to kind of know it to kind of see what it is. But, I mean, it almost meant it also makes me proud to know, okay, I played at this school right here that has done these types of things. Despite it all, they can't go recruit the 4-star, 5-star guys because of religion. You know, those guys are at school and academic. So I'm proud to, and I tell people over and over, I'm a Cougar through and through. I mean, I don't care where I go. I can be at TCU. I'm going to wear blue. I mean, you know, I get Gary Patterson gives me a dirty look. I just flip him off and keep on going. But he respects me in that manner because he realized that, you got all athletes. So we had that respectful, you know, that chorism with guys, the other coaches. And those are few of the memories I have with Lavelle. You know, family man, huge family. I mean, just when I went to his funeral, you know, his wife knew me by name. I mean, come up, they have stories about me, stuff he used to say about me, you know, and it's like, man, this is a classy man. So, I mean, that's why I have the way I feel about BYU is probably different than other people. But because that was my experience through my eyes.
Outstanding.
Oh, yeah. That was great. Yeah, we enjoyed that a lot, Coach. And, Coach, if you want to give a shout-out to anybody that you feel like you want to give a shout-out to right now, here's your chance, Coach.
Man, I want to give a shout-out to my mom and dad, man. On July 5th, they had their 59th anniversary. And I tell people, I say, man, I'm more proud of that than anything. That's priceless to me, to have my mom and dad that's still alive. My dad's 80 years old. My mom's 70, 77. I mean, still in the right mind. I can call my mom, and she's like, here, talk to your dad. And that right there, that's my shout-out, man. Just having that in my life, you know, it's priceless. You know, I can't buy that anywhere, you know. So that's my shout-out.
Well, that's pretty special, Coach, and we just want to take the time to say thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, Coach Hooks.
I appreciate that you guys having me on anytime. Any questions you have, anything you need, please feel free to give me a call. I'll do whatever I can to help you out or find somebody that can do it for you.
That'll work, Coach. We appreciate it so much, and we're going to get with you soon. Thank you, Coach.
All right, take care.
You too. All right, now we're going to take this time to talk to Lorenzo for about 3 more minutes. Lorenzo, this is your chance to kind of, give your shameless plug and kind of tell us what's going on in California with you lately and what kind of camps you've been going to during the summer. What's new with you, brother?
It's things are starting to slow down because of the dead periods, and guys are getting ready for the August grind or the fall camp grind. But got a chance to check out what was going on with Ventura County over at the Ram 707. Arcadia won that one, and Arcadia has been on the uphill swing lately down in the San Gabriel Valley. But also Ventura County has a really, really prominent 2020 quarterback class. Guys like Gavin Beerup over at St. Bonaventure, already offered by UNLV. You also got Ben Goldberg, and I hope I got that last name right, but he just recently committed to Cal. He's actually the replacement to Cam Rising, who's headed to your guys' state. He's heading to Texas, University of Texas. Then you got Jaden Casey, who just committed to my alma mater, Fresno State, over at Calabasas. So they really caught my attention, and I've tried to keep in close touch with what goes on in the 559 for my work with the Barkboard, which is, for anybody who's not familiar with 24/7 Sports and Barkboard, Barkboard is the site that covers Fresno State through the 24/7 Sports Network. So we stay in close tabs with the new AD hire, with Jeff Tefford, what's going on over there with the recruits, and Jaden Casey just recently committed, and then Matt and I had this conversation before the show. Kendall Milton, class of 2020, a very prominent guy, arguably the number 1 running back in the 2020 class, just recently announced his top 10. To the shock of a lot of people, Fresno State is actually in his top 10. And then just recently, his teammate, Jalen Cropper, wide receiver 2019 guy, he also announced Fresno State in his top 5, along with Oregon, also Cal's in the mix, Boise State as well. So I try to do what I can to follow as many recruits from as far north as the Central Valley area, like Sacramento, maybe even Stockton, to as far south as the Westlake or High Desert, Antelope Valley area. So, I'm really attached to my Twitter account. Unfortunately, I jokingly say that I spend more time on Twitter than I do going to a club. I'll just put it to you that way.
Hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that because you're doing good work for these kids, too, out there in California. I'll touch base on Kendall Milton real quick. I met him at the USA game when they played against Canada when he came out here to Dallas at AT&T Stadium. And when I met him, I was like, hey, what's up? And, we met on the elevator because I was down there on the field and he was, too. And I was like, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from the Fresno area. And I was like, really? Well, I went to high school out there in Lemoore. And, we just kind of clicked from there. And I had my debit card, and my debit card was Fresno State Bulldogs, and it has the Bulldog logo on it. And he was like, yeah, man, my brother plays football there. And I was like, oh, that's what's up, man. Your brother plays there. And then sure enough, he got an offer from them as well. And then of course, he's getting offers from everywhere, Alabama, everybody. He's like the best running back in the nation in his class, in my opinion. And he just so happens to play out there and in my little 559 area that I, went to high school in. And I think it's pretty cool. It's a small world. To me, it's a small world whenever you know somebody that's going to be getting ready to make a decision like that, and you've been able to be cool with him. I mean, I still talk to him. I talked to him last week, matter of fact. And, he's just a real down-to-earth guy, and he's really, really easy to talk to. But, Lorenzo, if you want to give a shout-out to anybody, here's your chance. We're going to go ahead and wrap the show up. We just want to tell you thanks, man. And here's your chance to kind of give a shout-out to anything that you want to do.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to pretty much any kid in California or just nationwide getting ready for the upcoming season. I mean, for anybody who's an incoming senior, try to enjoy every moment you can of the Friday Night Lights, because I've actually have heard stories that from players who go on to the college level or even players who go on to the NFL, there's nothing better than the allure of watching 7 p.m., like the sun goes down, the stadium lights goes on, the whole town, whether it's a small town or even a big city, they just flock to the stadium. There's no better feeling than that. I mean, just enjoy the moments, enjoy the camaraderie, enjoy the coaches you have. Another thing, too, is I would advise try to listen to your coaches and your parents. I mean, I know that maybe you may not always agree with what they have to say, but the reality is this, though. They're giving you constructive criticism that you're going to need down the road at the college level, because it truly is a business from what I've gathered. And another thing, too, is like, try not to listen to these internet trolls as well. The guys, I mean, there was apparently some people who were going after Kendall Milton when he announced his top 10. Well, it's like, it's Kendall's decision. It's Kendall's life. His life doesn't depend on a stranger through a Twitter keyboard. So, I mean, but my most important message, my most important shout out is like, just relish every moment you have with your teammates, with your coaches, also with your parents, especially when you move on to the college and you drift off, you move away. I mean, just relish it, because I feel like that the guys you play ball with in high school, those are your true brothers for life. I mean, yeah, you'll meet some guys in college, you'll meet some guys in the NFL, but you'll realize the latter two are more of a business, whereas high school, I mean, those memories will cherish forever.
Yeah, you bet they will. I mean, I look back on my high school days, and there's nothing like it. I mean, it's genuine, it's real, it's not fake, it's not bought, it's not paid for, it's real. And, those are things that you're going to remember for your whole life and for years to come. And I just want to take this time to say thank you to Lorenzo. LL and Mark, if you guys want to chip in and, tell him that we're thankful for him coming on, giving us some time out there. I know it's like rush hour in California right now.
Yeah, we sure appreciate it, Lorenzo. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Appreciate it, Lorenzo. Great chance to hear you talk, and we appreciate it. Anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. And keep it going, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Lorenzo, I think this is the first step of something big, because, you're in California, we're in Texas. I'm going to come back home and visit family and stuff, of course. But where this is right now is, we got a brotherhood with you now, because now we're going to talk about kids from California, and you're going to learn about kids from Texas. I mean, these are legit players that we're talking about. So it's going to
yeah.
Go ahead.
I will give you guys this heads up. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked if you see more and more California kids showing up on the Texas Longhorn roster. Only because I got a chance to meet up with Tom Herman and some of his assistants, Oscar Giles, the DL coach as well. They have taken more of an interest in California talent. Ventura County, Kern County, the 559 area. So don't be surprised if you start seeing more and more California kids sprout out your guys' way.
Hey, we'll take it. There's
good.
a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people from California moving out here because of, I believe it's Toyota came out here. I want to say they came out here to Plano and brought their whole, company. And that was like 3,000 employees plus all their families. I mean, you do the math, that's 5,000 to 10,000 people that moved to the area of Dallas really quick. And we already have about 7 million people in the Metroplex. And, the state of Texas is just huge. And, it loves football. But California is a close second. They love their football out there, too. And I know. So, it's getting bigger and bigger in California. The fields are getting better. You're seeing more turf fields out in California. And, there's turf fields almost everywhere in Texas. So, and I just want to go ahead and take this time to thank everybody. Lorenzo, thank you so much. Mark, thank you so much. And LL, thank you so much. It's the summertime. I know we're all busy, but, we made time to do this. And Lorenzo, we will be checking in with you hopefully on a monthly basis come football season.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys. And that's going to be the show. Thanks for tuning in. We want to thank everybody. Top Prospects Show presented by Friday Night Glory. FridayNightGlory.com. Matt Davidson signing out.
It's my